Hey guys, it's Donna. Time for Coffee Chat with Donna in the morning in the Jeep with my COO of operations, Casey, girl 2. She is in the back there, laying down, getting ready to go for our morning walk. So thank you for joining me for a coffee talk with Donna in the Jeep in the morning. And I'm Donna Rudowitz. For those of you who may or may not know me, I'm Donna Rudowitz. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, aka transformed psychotherapist and rapid relationship transformational coach. And today we are going to be talking about the journey of you. And last night, before I go to sleep, I usually spend some time in just a relaxed state, right? Whether I'm doing my gratitude work or I'm listening to some music or perhaps reading a book. And I wanted to share a story with you because I felt like this story was so powerful and so powerful to the work that I do. So my main work is I help women who are over 40, who are going through or post-divorce, reclaim their brilliance, attract true love that lasts, and really create an amazing life. Hey April, so good to see you. And the story I wanted to share with you is from a woman or a friend. Her name is Edwin. And Edwin had been through a marriage that lasted, maybe upwards of over 20 years. And she had been doing for everybody her entire life. So I'm wondering if that sounds like you. Do you do for everybody in your life, for your children, for work? You put in extra hours, you do everything you possibly can for your family, and yet the last person who gets that attention is ourselves. So this is what pulled me into Edwin's story, is that she had been in a marriage for over 20 years. She had invested her entire life into her family and into her husband and into, raising the children. And when her marriage was over, or when it was that time where she knew that it was no longer going to be the right place with her, she felt a little bit of an identity crisis, right? And this goes into the journey that we're talking about today. And she shares a story that she decided that she was going to go on a trip because this is something that she's always wanted to do. She's never done it. She went on this trip by herself, and she went to a place where she was climbing caves, I think it was, she said. Well, long story short, she's afraid of heights, she's terrified, and she gets to the point of her journey in this trip with the guide, and they have to scale down this one part of the cave. And she explains how terrified she was to do that because she was ready to run out of there. She was ready to claim this amazing miracle, healing miracle that happened, and run out and say, okay, it's over. But she ended up facing her fears and scaling down that cliff or that cave, and it turned out to be one of the most amazing experiences that she's ever had. And the point of the story today is that in order to get to the journey of you, sometimes we do need to face our fears, and sometimes we do need to do things that may be so foreign to us, that may not feel good to us, because you have been operating as a certain way of being. I'm going to guess you're anywhere 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years of age, right? And you've been operating for those, let's say on average, 50 years, 40, 50 years of life as a certain way. And now when you're looking to recreate yourself, or you're looking to finally, for the first time in your life, really look at you and look at your life and see what you want, not based upon what your ex-husband wants, not based upon what your family wants, not based upon what your mother, brother, sister, or friend want, but based upon what you want. Fear is a natural thing that's going to come up. And the reason why I bring it up to the table is fear is the worst enemy of our success. Fear, let me repeat that again. Fear is the worst enemy of our success. Now, I'm not saying we don't want reasonable fear, meaning I'm not going to tell you to go down and jump off a cliff. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, hi Surendra and hi Jameem. It's so nice to see you guys. The fear that I'm talking about is the fear of stepping out into our own being, our own life. The fear of creating those things and doing those things that we've always wanted to do, but have never done because someone or something or another circumstance has always been more important than us. Hey Maggie, so good to see you. We're talking about the journey of us this morning in Donna's Coffe Chat. And so what I wanted to implore, or I wanted to share with you today, as I was explaining with Edwin's story, her fear is what kept her a prisoner of her own life for over 20 years. And I would encourage you today to look at your own life and see where you may be keeping yourself prisoner. And that I talk to beautiful, amazing women every single day, who are ready to do the work on themselves, who are ready to step into the life that they know they have. And the one thing that I will hear over and over and over again is fear. And fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's not real. We've become accustomed to living the safe life. We've become accustomed to feeling better when someone else is happy versus when we're happy. So claiming our own happiness is something we desire, but yet when we do it, it doesn't feel comfortable because it feels different. And then we go into fear and then we don't do anything. We end up softening or making excuses. Oh, well, you know what? I'm good alone. I'm happy being by myself. I really don't need to do that. I think I've got it. you know what? My life isn't so bad. And you know what I say? It's no, our lives aren't so bad. Our lives aren't terrible. But here at Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond, we're not looking to live just a good life. We are looking to live an exceptional life. An exceptional life means that we're going to have to step into some valleys and some journeys that may not feel good, but that's where we get to tell our brain we are still safe, we are still beautiful, we're moving forward. And that just because it doesn't feel good doesn't mean that it's not right for us. See, our brain and our body, by when I say body, I mean by emotion. Our emotion is in the past what has been driving us. And that's not how we step into a new life. We now step into our new life by we manage the emotion, right? We're not letting the emotion of fear or letting the emotion of where we've come from define our future. This is where we need to, as women, as strong women, step into our super hero versus our super victim and define exactly what it is we want out of life. We've got to define and say, okay, you know what? I don't want just a good life. I want an exceptional life. I don't want just to date people and meet people left and right. While it's nice and it's nice to meet new people, I want a partner who I could trust, who I could adore. I want a partner where I could still be me and be strong and be the woman that I am and step into the career that I love and be as strong as I need to be. But yet at the end of the day, I'm safe to lean into my husband. I'm not going to emasculate him, and he's not going to feel, that I'm too powerful, that he's able to feel me, he's able to receive me. So these are the things that we don't want to allow fear to come in and squash our possibility. I say this to my kids all the time when they tell me things that I just know are really, kind of out there, or we may look at them and say, I don't know if that's quite possible. The one thing that I do is I step back and I say, wait a minute, Donna, anything is possible. Because the one thing that I know for sure is that I say God, universe, source, wants us to have good and beautiful things. God wants us to be living a life of pure brilliance because it's in our brilliance that he shines. Now again, if you don't say God, universe, source, whatever you align with, right? The universal intelligence, because we're not meant to play small. We're just not meant to play small in this life. And I'm not saying you have to go out there and be a bull in a china closet and, change your entire life and create all of these major things and major changes. But what I am saying is today, kind of sit down and ask yourself, what is it that I really want? And where has fear been holding me back? And giving yourself the permission, because you may have missed the permission slip, that it's okay to have a good life, that it's okay to receive good things, that you deserve to receive love and true love, that you deserve to receive all of the wonderful and beautiful things that you desire, and that you could have a great and wonderful life without hurting anybody else. There's plenty for everybody around. And everybody, this is the part that gets me fired up, guys. This is the part that I truly lean into every single day. Everybody here on this earth is starting the day the same way. No one has more information than anybody else. There is no rule book. There is no one who has all the answers. There is no answer key. We are all starting the same way in the same place every single day. We all have the same things that are available to us. Now, granted, you may say, well, if you live in different countries and there's certain things that aren't available, yes, right? Like, of course, it depends where you are. But overall, what I'm saying is we all have access to source. We all have access to our inner guide. We all have access to our spirit. We all have access to our heart. We all have access to our bodies, right? It doesn't matter where you are. You could be in prison. You could be at the beach. You could be at home. You could be on vacation. It doesn't matter. We all have access to that. So when we think about our consistent access to spirit, to energy, to source, we are never alone. And we all have the same opportunity every day to create the life that we want. And we have the opportunity to see where we may have gone off track, what's not working and what is. And the way that I look at life isn't it's bad or right, wrong or good. I look at it as, is this serving me? Is what I'm doing and how I'm living, is it serving me? Am I happy? Am I waking up in the morning truly happy? Am I waking up in the morning with this zest for life? Am I waking up with hope for the future? Am I waking up excited to see where the day is taking me? And if your answer to those questions is no, don't beat yourself up about it. You're not doing anything bad. You just get to ask, and this is where you get the contrast to say, maybe it's time for some changes here, because the truth is you do deserve to wake up every day in joy. The truth is you deserve to wake up every day with hope and with peace. And here's the kicker, guys, in spite of your circumstances, because your circumstances aren't what define you. Your inner self, your guidance, your love, your soul, your spirit, your decision of I am happy, that's what defines you. And that's not what we've been taught. We've been taught to look outside and to say, okay, if I have this or when I have that, then I'll be happy. But that's not true. You could decide to be happy today. Your happiness is a decision. Your happiness is a decisive factor that you're saying today is the day I'm going to choose to be happy. And today is the day I'm going to choose to lead my life. And when we choose happiness, we will naturally tend to do things that please us and that make us feel good. Because that's what happiness is you're no longer depending upon anyone, anything, or any outside circumstance to define how you're showing up in the world. You are deciding that those days are over. I am deciding that my happiness is coming because I am deciding it. So if my message resonates with you, this is where you and I could chat. I'm going to put a link in below here if it's something that message resonates and you're ready to do this, because people will ask me, Donna, I love your message. I'm just not sure I know how to do it. And here's what I would say to you is you're not supposed to know how to do it, right? That's what I do. So you're in your brilliance. And that's what I would also write down on my piece of paper. What is your brilliance? Where is it that you find such light and love? What makes you happy? We want to begin to really look at what makes us happy versus where our struggle is. We want to be spending 80% of our time focused on what we enjoy and 20% of our time focused on the day-to-day stuff that we need to manage. And if you're having trouble doing that, if you're having trouble figuring out how to do that, if you're having trouble, like the rest of your life is put together, but this relationship thing is driving you crazy, let's have a chat, right? Let's chat. But anyway, Casey and I are here. We're at Starbucks, ready to get our coffee for the day and go for the walk. Casey, you want to say bye to our friends? Yeah, she's really not interested. She's ready to go and take her walk. But anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.